Apart from lawyers, analysts are also a must in putting together the pieces of this complex puzzle known as the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. We have the pleasure of welcoming Olaf Böhnke to the show, the head of the Berlin office of the European Council on Foreign Relations, a multinational think tank. Let's see what he thinks about the long-running dispute. Thanks for coming along, Mr. Böhnke. First of all, there are so many trade deals underway, so many that have already been signed by Europe and that haven't caused a stir. Why is this one causing a stir?
I think because we're in a situation where public opinion and civil society is for right reasons pointing the finger to the critical aspects of these kind of investment protection clauses and things like that. So therefore, and this is also the reason why, for instance, the European-Canadian agreement now is on hold. So because they are taking hostage by this investment, but this is a good thing.
What about the economic consequences or benefits? I mean, surely that is an argument to convince people. There are lots of differing figures being thrown around, though. Yeah.
So that's true. So usually people are saying that maybe 0.5% of growth will be stimulated by this TTIP agreement. So,
how big is that?
Yeah, so we're talking about $2 billion per day, which are in goods and services traded around the Atlantic. So therefore, so we're really talking about a lot of money, and even 0.5%, it's a lot of money. So.
What about the regulatory concerns? Are they valid? Data privacy, competition policy, cultural concerns? Is that really such a concern?
It is a concern for sure, but it's also a great chance. So we are now in a moment where we can set world standards on how to protect investments, what should be issued to these kind of protections. So the 20th century approach is a little bit outdated, I would say. So issues like health, like environmental protection, human rights, labor standards are not included in this. And this is now the chance for the US and Europe to set the new standards.
You mentioned it before, the investor protection clause. How vital is that?
It is one part of the agreement, and of course that makes it so difficult. So we're also talking at the same time about consumer protection issues, so we're talking about this. So civil society is pointing at the moment very strongly on the critical points, right so, but it should not lead to the misconclusion so that we don't need this agreement, so we will need it.
And last minute, the Germans wanted to leave it out of the Canadian deal.
Yeah.
Is that going to become a problem with this American deal?
No, I don't think so. So it's just, it is a problem for the Canadian deal. So because, as I said, they became hostage of what has occurred in the time of the negotiations of the TTIP agreement. So we need more transparency. That's not included in the Canadian agreement. So therefore, we should put this on hold and rethink it and then maybe deal it together.
Just a yes or no, do you think it's better the business world keeps its legal rows out of courts?
No.
No? And briefly, a final word. We know this is a very complicated deal. Is it going to make trade and investment simpler?
It makes it more transparent, and it makes it more in a tool so which we really can use to create benefits for both sides.
Okay, we'll see how it unravels. Mr. Böhnke, thank you very much for coming in.
You're welcome.